What up, y'all? This is Zircon, and today we're signing into another gaming thoughts with Z, and this time we're we're reviewing Astral Chain. Now, let's go ahead and start off with what this game actually is. This game is a action-packed action/investigative JRPG set in a post-apocalyptic world where you're set on a man-made island and you're trying to survive against a threat called chimeras. So, in the beginning of this game, you start off by picking between two characters, twin siblings, a male or female. Oh, I better turn that down. Now, my initial thought. Now, I first saw the trailers to this. It's always going to start off. Saw the trailers to this, and I knew I was going to really like this game. And then, as the weeks progressed on, after the first initial trailer, I started learning that this game had more and more to it. Now, the original thing about this game was you were originally going to be able to. Alright, so you actually, in the game, you end up being able to control 5 legions, which is the controlled versions of the enemies of chimeras. So, what's interesting about this game is the devs were originally going to make this into something like a Pokemon where you can get in there and essentially take control of other chimeras and make them turn them into legions, but they decided against that. Now, that's one thing I actually found really interesting. So, within this game, I really like the graphics. It's very different, very unique. Yes, it's actually quite different and quite unique. The voice acting was actually pretty good. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed that. Music. This game had some phenomenal soundtracks. Oh wow! Just every time it just popped in, I just wanted to start headbanging and be like, "Yes, this is awesome." So, there are plenty of things I can state that I really liked about this game. Even the mechanics themselves were all great, except one simple mechanic. Now about the stuff I didn't entirely like. There's really only 2 things I didn't like in the game. One of them being one of the mechanics, which is the lock-on system. Now, in all honesty, this can be argued both ways, but for me personally, my opinion wise, I didn't entirely like the lock-on system. It felt in most cases, it felt kind of redundant. Redundant and useless because, as I said, in the game you're able to control these creatures called legions. Now, how the mechanic works is, in order to lock on a creature, you have to press down on the right analog stick. And to switch between them, you would use the right analog stick to switch between targets. Now, but to control your legion, you press another button, but also use the right analog stick. So, if you have someone locked on and you're trying to kill them while you're controlling a legion, you're really not gonna hit that person because it's gonna keep switching because you're trying to move around your legion. So I felt that that mechanic, for the most part, unless you're fighting a boss, a little redundant, a little bit not needed. So I was really kind of disappointed in that part. In that. Now, the one other thing I was a bit disappointed in was sort of immersion. Really, because also, as I stated, that at the beginning of the game, you could choose between 2 siblings, a male and a female. Now, you can customize their character's appearance. Skin, eye, hair, skin color, eye color, hairstyle, that kind of stuff. There's really not much to it. Now, what ruined it for me for like immersion breaking was in the gameplay. None of that really transferred over. None of the visuals, even eye color, ended up transferring over to your sibling. So make it actually look like you guys are officially twins. I mean, I guess you could argue fraternal twins. I think that's the word. But there's really nothing else much to it. I was a bit disappointed in that. But I was okay with letting that slide. But once again, my biggest disappointment was the lock-on system. It felt almost not needed. But all in all, with a rating system, if I would give it a 12 out of 10. One step lower than Fire Emblem because, well, Fire Emblem for me was just my best game. But Astral Chain was still a phenomenal game. There was a lot of deep mechanics, a lot of interesting, unique mechanics, especially getting down to the ability to control both you and your Legion at the same time. Now, that does get a little confusing at points. Now, me personally, in all honesty, I don't believe I ended up using my any of my Legion's full potential. So that's how I ended up. And I finished this game all on Platinum Standard, except for the first file because it starts you off as casual, and you don't get to change it until after your first mission. So, oh well. But that's perfectly fine. But other than that, guys, that's really all I have to say. Great game, fantastic music, love the voice acting, love the mechanics, except one. And I would highly recommend this game to anybody who's really interested in JRPGs and action-packed JRPGs, or just action-packed RPGs in general. So, without further ado, thank you guys for coming out. Hope you enjoyed this little segment of Gaming Thoughts with Z, and hope to see you all in the next one. This is Zircon, signing out. Oh, and also, if you're interested in seeing my playthrough, there'll be a link in the description down below. So anyways, thank you guys. Hope to see y'all next time. This is Zircon, signing out. Bye, y'all.